Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Sports Talk with me, Recap. What's going on? Watching the game yesterday with the Lakers and Minnesota. That was a tough game for the Lakers. I think that if you watch the series from game one to game four, the Lakers dominated those games. Until, let me rephrase that. Minnesota dominated them from a physical standpoint. They look more hungry, more prepared. Lakers didn't. But last night, I think that yesterday rather, watching that game, Lakers had opportunity after opportunity to win the game. And yes, Minnesota was, they were very physical, and the Lakers weren't ready for that. They were not ready for that, to be physical with them. I thought that game one showed the physicality that they were willing to play with. I thought by game game 2 and 3 or whatever, there will be some adjustment. There were none. Game 4, the whole team. Yes, there's a lot of calls. And granted, there's a lot of calls that there's that one call where the ball's out of bounds for the Lakers, but the refs blow the call. There's maybe 2-3 calls, but there's a lot of fouls that they should have called on Minnesota that they didn't call. But you up at one point it was like 12 or 14, whatever it is. You up double digits, and you had an opportunity, and they're building to put the game away to go 2-2, and you blow the game. And I watch LeBron James had an opportunity. You know what I mean? You 6'9", 280. You look tired. And I think that the whole coming to the building 5 hours before the game starts for you to practice, do all that stuff, it's stupid. It's dumb. Because what's the point? If you're doing all of that and tire yourself out doing game time, you tired. What's the point of showing up to do all of that? 5-6 hours before the game. You going in the gym, you shooting around, doing all that stuff. Maybe you don't need to do that, because I don't see the point. I really don't see the point, because if you tired doing the game, you look tired. LeBron looked tired. He took an ill-advised 3 instead of driving to the basket to keep the momentum going, because at that point you had a block, you had to strip strip the ball and block. The momentum was in your favor at that point. You took the 3. I understand if he made it, we're not even talking about that if he made it, but you didn't. I think this is a time you play smart to be able to drive to the basket. You know what I mean? To get the N1. And he was afraid of the contact at that point. Anthony Edwards, Nas Reed were guarding LeBron James. Julius Randle was amazing. I think that if they didn't trade Julius Randle to Minnesota, you put Julius Randle with Karl Anthony Towns that will hit the plan right now. The Knicks will be the Knicks will be a serious contender in the East, but I don't think that with Cleveland and the Celtics, I don't think that the Knicks have a chance as currently constructed. But I'm just saying, Julius Randle came out and kept them, because there was a time where he was throughout, he was the leading scorer. He was that anchor, attacking all front, offense, defense. He was the man attacking the basket, because Anthony Edwards was kind of off. It was he came and dropped 40. But I'm just saying. But before that, it was Julius Randle who was the man to keeping that team together. And I was expecting to see that attack from LeBron James to go attack the basket, but he looked scared. He really looked scared, man. So Luka, we know what Luka is. I've said this to people many times when he was in Dallas. Into the ball control, Luka cannot control the ball. A lot of dumb mistakes after mistakes. So you know what I mean? You know, so I understand that. With Luka, of course, yeah, I've said it many times with Luka, the ball handling, you know, it's always been an issue. Always been an issue with Luka with Dallas, but it wasn't that exposed because they didn't have much primetime game. And I was saying that many times. People thought, oh, this is you nitpicking. No, this is what he does. You see it, you know, his ball handling, all the stuff, and like, come on, man, this is your profession. This is what you do. You gotta invest in that, and you know, and it got to be better, man. It had to be better, and the Lakers don't have any rim protector at all, none. You know, no rim protector, and I think that for Rapolenka and the Lakers, yeah, you got Luka. You know, they can't. LeBron's 40, right? LeBron's 40. He's not trying to do that. Whatever. You see it. You know, Minnesota is very physical. He can't deal with that. It's a physical thing, and I would think that this is the time you step up. You know what I mean? This is the time you step up because you know 6'9", 280. You in a gym every day. You know, be physical with the guys as well. You know, and but but he's not. You know, the physicality part of the game. You know, he shy away from it. I don't like that. So you know, that would have been something that I was hoping you know to see. Yeah, there were a lot of calls that they didn't call, but you had an opportunity to control the pace of the game, and they didn't do that. The Lakers didn't do that. They looked lost. Yeah, JJ Redick had to keep those five guys on on there. It's like, come on, man. You know what I mean? I wanted to see Vanderbilt, all those guys, to be more physical, to do, you know what I mean? But it does not look good right now because they had an opportunity to tie the game 2-2, tie the series 2-2, and then they didn't do that. Now you go back to LA where they punch you in the mouth in your own arena already. Who says it's gonna be different? You know what I mean? You're gonna come back 3-2 and then come. No, I think they're gonna end it over there in LA. They're gonna beat you again. They already punched you multiple times. There was no life in LeBron James. What I'm saying is, LeBron before games come into the arena 5-6 hours before the games to work hard to do whatever, and during the game you burning out. Like you should be driving to the back. I'm seeing Julius Randle attacking the basket constantly. Why couldn't LeBron do that? So I it's fair to say he lost the game for the for the Lakers because he's not physical. He should be physical. Go into the basket, attack the basket. Stop taking ill-advised threes. Attack the basket and see what you got. And I didn't see that. It's a lot of disappointment. I was very disappointed to see that. Yelling at the TV, say, "Yo, attack the basket." That's because anytime Naz Reid, Julius Randle had the ball, Anthony Edwards has the ball, they're not looking to shoot threes first. They're going to attack, right? They're attacking the paint, and I was hoping to see the same. Attack the paint. Now, when the paint's it's crowded and the clock is running, yeah, you see them take threes. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's something different. You see them take the three when it's crowded. All right, let me air it out, and they making it, but the Lakers weren't. But you had the opportunity. You were up double digit. This is the time you slow the pace. You play defense and slow the pace, and they didn't do that. They were giving up threes, which is a dumb game plan. I've said this before by JJ Redick. You're allowing the players, you're allowing the team to shoot threes, daring them to make it. No, that's not a good way to do it. But yesterday, during this series period, from game 1 to all the way to game 4, you know, it wasn't that. You know what I mean? So I got to see something different. If I'm not seeing it, you know, it's just ridiculous. But you know, you need to you know, forget that. What you giving JJ Redick, the game plan's dumb. You're allowing team to shoot threes, and then you know you play defense, you know, to protect the basket. But you know, but then you know the whole series, that's not the case. They're shooting threes and they're attacking the paint. You can't stop any of that. So it's not a good game plan for you know for them at all. You know what I mean? But we'll see what happens, man. Anyway, man, sports talk. Like, subscribe, and share. Peace out.